Thank you everyone for joining us today to learn about these funded employment opportunities that are available through Trehab Workforce and Bradford County Action. At the end of our workshop, we are going to answer some frequently asked questions, and we will also open the workshop up to additional questions. But in the meantime, if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat. We have staff that will be watching the chat and will answer the questions at the end. So don't be afraid to ask those questions. For anyone who may not know what Trehab and/or Bradford County Action are, let's start with a little introduction. We are both nonprofit organizations that are funded by Northern Tier Regional Planning and Development Commission through the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act, and we're also partners of the PA CareerLink. Here's a little video that shows you a little better who we are and what we do.
Bradford County Action and Trehab are two of the best nonprofit organizations in the northern tier of Pennsylvania. Dedicated, flexible staff have provided education, training, and employment services for over 50 years at each organization. We are ready to help you hire employees by setting up paid work experiences or on-the-job trainings. We know what we're doing, and we can help you find great employees.
Okay, now that you know a little bit about who we are and what we do, we are going to jump into what exactly funded employment opportunities are. Funded employment opportunities, these are opportunities for employers and businesses to train individuals in their field of interest. These training opportunities are either paid in full or partially reimbursed, just depending on what they are, which we will jump into also. These give the job seeker opportunities to gain skills and experience that match their interest. Who are eligible for these funded employment opportunities? If you're wondering that question, the answer is any public or private business looking to hire a job seeker that is currently in our workforce program. So if you're wondering if you're eligible, the answer most likely is yes. The participant hired would have to be in one of our multiple workforce programs, but those programs contain a large variety of individuals. So chances are there will always be somebody who is the perfect fit for you in the position you're looking to fill. There are two different types of funded employment opportunities participants can partake in. So now we're going to tell you a little bit about each specific opportunity and what they are. So an on-the-job training, commonly referred to by us in the workforce as an OJT. If you hear that phrase OJT, that's what that means, an on-the-job training. These are employment opportunities where the participant is hired on by you, the employer, and you are then reimbursed up to 50% of the employee's wages during that training period by us. So we reimburse you a part of the participant's wages. So the length of the training period just depends on what the position is. There's a way that we figure that out, and it just depends on what the position is. What are the benefits to an on-the-job training? Well, first and foremost, you have a business service representative that will walk you through each step of the process and always be there to provide you assistance, which is helpful. You will also have a job developer who acts as a liaison between you and the funding agency. So basically, we will essentially do majority of the work for you, make it as easy as we can. This also gives job seekers opportunity to gain training while working in their field of interest, something they might not have had the chance to do otherwise. And a great thing is you as the employer retain the ability to make the final selection in the hiring process. So this means you have a say. We won't just toss a random participant your way and hope that it works out. We try to make sure that it's a good fit for you and that it's a good fit for them as well. Sometimes this means an interview if you want to interview the participant, or a meeting between you and the participant beforehand. So there's a lot of options there. Here we have some firsthand testimonies of these experiences that we are going to show you from employers.
What are a few of the benefits that you've seen when utilizing the on-the-job program?
There's a lot of benefits. I mean, first Obviously, the financial benefits of the payroll reimbursement was obviously wonderful. We liked that we could take advantage of that. And then working so closely with the staff there through the program, being able to talk to them when some of the employees needed correction or different things like that was super helpful. And they really just kind of stayed on top of making sure the employees were doing what they were supposed to be doing. So it was really easy to work with them.
And this next testimony and video actually will include the both the participant and the employer who took part. I'm going to pass this over to Bree to share this video.
Hi, I'm Maddie Diger, and I am the HR and Marketing Intern at Cummings Lumber Company.
Hi, I'm Cassie Diger, and I'm the HR Director at Cummings Lumber Company.
PA CareerLink has been a great asset for Cummings, and we wanted to explain some of the services that they offer. One service that both Cummings and I have benefited from is the internship program. I've participated in this program for the past 2 summers and have been lucky enough to secure 2 internships with the help of PA CareerLink. They worked with me to find out my career interests and found a local business that would help me achieve my goals. Both of these internships gave me real-world experience that will be very valuable in my future career. Internship and job seekers know that it can be hard to find a business that aligns with your interests. These great experiences would not have been possible without PA CareerLink. They do all the hard work to help you find a great opportunity that you will love. Once you get the internship, they will do a great job checking in with you to make sure you're having a good experience.
Another service that PA CareerLink offers and Cummings has used in the past is the on-the-job training program, which helps people who are unemployed, underemployed, or low income find employment while also helping the employer with the new hire training costs. PA CareerLink screens the candidate and reimburses us for a portion of the candidate's wages during the training period, which saves us both time and money.
These 2 programs have been particularly valuable for Cummings, but CareerLink also offers other services that are extremely beneficial for both employers and job seekers. They offer GED classes, academic assistance for adults, seminars for employers, in and out of school youth programs, and much more.
Overall, we highly recommend that both employers and job seekers contact PA CareerLink and take advantage of their valuable resources.
So as you can see, there are some great firsthand experience from actual individuals and businesses who have taken part in this. So sometimes an on-the-job training might not be a good fit. In that event, we also have what's called a paid work experience. If the client is eligible, we can offer these to employers as well. For a paid work experience, the clients are actually paid on the agency's payroll, so that would be either Trehab or Bradford County Action would be paying the client's wages for, once again, a predetermined time period to offset the cost of hiring. This is a great opportunity because it gives an individual employment experience and skills and provides the employer a temporary employee at no cost to you. And it gives the participant skills and experience in their field of interest. So a paid work experience you can think of as being very similar to an internship or a job shadowing. It's kind of like a trial period before deciding if you want to hire them or not, which it makes it super easy for you as we do the majority of the work. You just have, you know, sometimes some free labor. And this is a great potential for you to mentor and train a future employee. And once again, this is at no cost to you at all. Now, after hearing about the funded employment experiences that are available, you might be wondering why you should invest in your workforce with one of our programs. There truly are many benefits for you as the employer and for the participant that you work with as well. Sometimes this is the first or one of the first workforce experiences that an individual may have. And to your benefit, you potentially could be training your future workforce at little or no cost to you, which is really great. An additional benefit is that you'll get the chance to work with some really great people. You know, our clients are really great and there are some great opportunities there. And like we said, there's always going to be somebody who will be a great fit. So we are going to show you some examples of these great individuals that businesses like you have decided to invest in. So let's hear from the perspective of some of our clients who have gone through our funded employment opportunities. First up is Addie. She did an internship on the Troy Fair Board in Troy, PA, and as we saw in the video before, at Cummings Lumber. She said that this was a great opportunity to figure out what you want to do in your future career and is good to gain any kind of experience. Next up, we have Kenny. He did a paid work experience at the Canton High School in Canton, PA. Kenny said, my experience in the summer work program helped me get my current job. I'm very thankful for the help and see success in my future. Next up, we have Hannah, and she did a paid work experience at the Canton School District in Canton, PA. Hannah said, the work program gave me the confidence in myself to enroll in health assisting classes, pass my CNA exam, and enroll in Mansfield University so I can work in the medical field soon. I want to thank everyone for the help. And then we have Cassidy. She did an internship in the Trehab workforce office in Wellsboro, PA. Cassidy said she really enjoyed her paid work experience, and not just because I was being paid to complete my internship for school, although that was a nice bonus. I enjoyed it because I got to see the behind the scenes. I've made lifelong connections and was able to gain experiences that I can use throughout my life wherever it takes me. So those are some great firsthand quotes from our clients, and you can see the great opportunities that can be provided through the clients that we have in our workforce. That concludes this part of our workshop. We want to thank you so much for sticking with us this far, even through some technical difficulties we have had. And we hope that you're able to see the benefit of our funded employment opportunities. We're sure that there's still maybe some questions out there, and we definitely don't want to hear you hanging. So like I said earlier, we are going to start with some frequently asked questions, and then we'll open it up to any additional questions and if there were any questions in the chat. And once again, if you have any questions that you want to ask, please go ahead and type those in the chat now. We will have people watching who will answer those questions for you after the fact. So for our frequently asked questions, I'm going to pass this over to two of our business service team representatives, Chelsea Brott and Brianna Rippard.
So through a survey, we found some frequently asked questions from employers like you. So the first one, Chelsea, they're wondering, what is a contract and what does it entail?
Well, a contract is completed for both paid work experiences and on-the-job trainings. Each contract will be reviewed in depth with the employer, and the basic information that the contract outlines includes the length of time the contract will be in place, the hours the participant is expected to complete, the job duties the participant will perform, and the total cost of the contract. If any changes are made during the contract period, a modification can be made to the contract, and the contracts and modifications are signed by the employer, the participant, and the funding agency.
That's great. What do the employers have to do?
Well, first you select or approve the participant. You would create the list of job duties that you expect them to perform. You will review and sign the contract and orientation paperwork, and then you will supervise the participant or designate an employee of yours to supervise them. You'll complete 2 evaluations with the participant, one that's in the middle and one's at the end of the experience. And then you just send us their timesheets. For on-the-job trainings, employers will also need to make sure they send all the pay stubs during the contract period so that we can reimburse you.
That leads me to the next question. How do they get reimbursed?
Well, to get reimbursed, all you have to do is For an on-the-job training, send the funding agency the participants' timesheets and pay stubs each month. And then once we receive those at the end of the month, we can request a reimbursement check and mail that right to you.
That sounds easy. What is the time commitment for a paid work experience or an on-the-job training?
Well, the time commitment to establish a contract can take a few days to just a few weeks, depending on how long it takes to get all the information. But the time commitment to host the candidate would be for an on-the-job training. We can do those for up to 6 months, depending on the length of time needed to complete the training. And for paid work experiences, those can range from 3 to 12 weeks based on how much work experience the participant needs.
So what about workman's compensation?
Well, workers' compensation for an on-the-job training, the participant is hired through the employer and is a regular employee on the employer's payroll. We just reimburse the employer. So therefore, they are on the employer's workers' compensation. But for a paid work experience, the participant is on the funding agency's payroll and therefore on our workers' compensation.
Are there any limitations?
The only limitations I can think of would be the first one, if the client is under a certain age, then there are some legal limitations to what they're allowed to do and what equipment they can use. And then the other limitation is just that the participant has to be eligible and participating in one of our programs. So if you have someone in mind, you can send them our way and we can see if they're eligible for the program. Otherwise, we can send you candidates from our existing enrolled participants.
So can employers help pick the participant?
Absolutely. If this is an on-the-job training, you will interview and hire the participant as you would any other candidate. If this is for a paid work experience, you will have the opportunity to either interview them or at least meet with them ahead of time to make sure they'll be a good fit for your organization.
So what if I'm having an issue with a participant?
Well, if you're having any issues, you want to make sure you reach out to the funding agency's job developer with any issues. Our goal is to work with the participant and the employer to correct any concerns.
So then if it's not a good fit, where would we go from there?
If it's not a good fit in the end, and we are not able to resolve the concerns, then the contract can be ended early.
Thank you so much, Chelsea. Next, we have a testimony on a situation where it might not have been a good fit.
Here with us now, we have Larry Line, and he is the VP at Ultracon. Larry, can you please tell us a little bit about your funded employment experiences?
Sure. The experience was straightforward. It was to administer and provided a candidate who would not have found otherwise. The paid work experience is a perfect fit for us. It's very special. All of our new employees required training, and the program covered the cost of that non-productive time frame.
Unfortunately, this funded employment opportunity did not actually work out. Can you briefly tell us why that didn't work out?
Well, yeah, I don't really consider this example as a complete failure. It provided funds to cover the wages for a trainee and the opportunity for him. For a while, it was no fault of the program that the individual chose to terminate his employment, but you know, I feel that it got a start. I can certainly see the potential. It just happened to be the right, maybe not the right individual in the program. But other than that, I can see how it would certainly work.
Right. So it sounds like you would do it again, even though it was not necessarily successful the first time.
Sure. Without hesitation, I would do it again. Yep.
Okay, and why is that? Why would you give it a chance again, even though it was maybe failed, so to speak?
Well, pretty much the advantages that I stated earlier. Generally we hire someone and try to get them going. Like I say, it's training intense. We try to keep their interest up and so forth while they're going through maybe more monotonous stuff, and get them fired up, to become a crew member if that's where they're headed. Service is a little bit different with the specialized training they have to have, but you know, if we can get them by that with some financial help, that's a plus for us. And it gives us the time to appraise the individual. As we all know, you know, it's pretty easy to say stuff in interviews and so forth, but the proof is in the pudding. We have our employee review about 90 days after they start work, and by then they can get a feel for what the position is, and we get a feel for what their abilities are and potential. So that helps, you know, through that time frame. Like I say, I think the program is very well thought out, put together, and I do like it, and I certainly would try it again.
So now we're going to open it up to any chat questions or live questions from any of the attendees. So I did see that we had some people come in late. So just to address that, this presentation is being recorded. And once we have it edited and downloaded, we'll put it on our YouTube channels for the career links in our area. And we can always send out that recording to any employers that want to watch the whole thing over or send it out to anyone they know. Next we have, is there an annual membership that we would need to sign up for to be eligible for this program? And there is no membership fee to participate in our funded employment opportunities. We are open to any public or private employers that are eligible to participate. So the best thing to do is contact your local CareerLink or a Trehab or a BCA in your area and get registered, become a registered employer with the Pennsylvania CareerLink, and we'll be able to help you with any questions you have and get you started in one of these programs. Is there any other questions that maybe someone didn't get a chance to put into the chat? Now is the time to unmute yourself and ask. Well, Jen, I think that means that you did a fabulous job at presenting and giving the information out.
I have a question. Absolutely. Can you hear me?
Yes.
The individuals that would be in this program, do we only pick from, I guess, when people apply to the Career Center or the CareerLink?
So you don't only, it's not necessarily only individuals. However, the individuals do need to be enrolled in our programs. So
I guess that's what yes, that's.
Yeah. So sometimes if an employer comes across an individual that would benefit from our programs and the guidance of a career advisor and a job development team at the CareerLink, then we would suggest that the employer send that individual to us to go through the process to enroll in one of our programs. So it doesn't mean that you can only pick from the individuals that are currently working with us. It just means that the candidate that you may be interested in doing one of these experiences with would have to go through the process of being eligible and enrolling in our program.
Perfect. Thank you for answering that for me.
You're welcome. We have another question. How long does it take for the enrollment process for the first day of work? So if we do have an individual that hasn't gone through the process with us, we do like to say that it takes around 30 days to work through all of the eligibility and meetings with the career advisors. It doesn't mean that it would definitely take up to 30 calendar days, but we want to make sure that the employer and the participant are aware that there are processes that we have to go through. For some of our training opportunities, we do some initial assessments and some screening processes to make sure that the candidate is fully ready to start an on-the-job training or a paid work experience. We have another question. How can we connect individuals to this program? So the easiest way for someone to connect with us is to reach out to the local CareerLink in your area. We will have contact information on our final slide. If you do know where your Bradford County Action office is in Towanda or any of the Trehab offices in your county, they can also contact them directly and we can link them with these CareerLink services. Great questions, guys. You will see our contact information on the final slide. If you think of any questions once you get off this presentation or you start talking to other employers and questions come up, please do not hesitate to reach out to any of the CareerLink Trehab or BCA employees. They would be able to link you. Another question, do you have a list of businesses that currently participate in the program? We don't have a current list that we would be able to give out. If you want to reach out to the office in your area and see if we can answer some questions, or we can link you with an appropriate industry, maybe a similar industry to what you work in, we could maybe connect you to ask some of those questions to an employer that has gone through it. You're welcome, Jessica. All right, Jenny, you want to put on our contact information? Thank you so much for everyone that took the time to attend this presentation today. Again, we are going to record this. We'll have it available on our YouTube channels. We'll be able to share it with any employers that would like to rewatch it, or if you want to share it with any employers that you work closely with.